The diversity is a fact, and we have of course to acknowledge diversity. But besides diversity, you have it in your own arms code of Indonesia. You have unity in diversity, because if we have only diversity, we have the splintering of the whole of society. I think that this is just to have a harmonious society, not a uniform society, but a harmonious society in diversity.
Say that I do not want to against you. I think that's always that's your main point in how to make a dialogue in a society. To have something in common, and then try to have norms, common norms like not to kill, etc. But I think from the empirical perspective, sometimes there is something to see that sometimes it is difficult to always to have a common sense or common norms. My question is, what do you think about the idea of trust?
I think you are very right. What we have in common, very often Christians have strange ideas about Islam, and they speak only about the problems of women, the problems of violence, etc., etc. They do not see what we have in common. Muslims also, they often do not have a clear vision of what is really Christian. They are looking at the differences. So I think you understand we should start with what we have in common, principles then. Then of course, what is different. We have to first listen to the other, how he or she explains their own vision of things. Very often in dialogue we see, I know better than you what is Muslim, I know better what you what is Islamic, or vice versa, I know better as you what is Christian. No, let us listen first and then try to understand. Confidence, what you said, is very important. I think it's basic, and I think if we have already agreements on certain ethical standards, we should start with practical things, not with high theories and dogmas. We should start with practical things. Then we have already a practical consensus that nor a Christian or a Muslim can kill innocent people, etc., etc. Then we can come to the more complicated questions. That is not necessary. We need only to have peace among religions. And for peace it's enough to understand, well, I do not share what this is.
So arah dari sini. Ada beberapa hal yang jadi pertanyaan saya terkait yang saya dengar Hans itu ada beberapa hal yang kemudian saya lakukan optimisme sendiri ketika kita memandang bagaimana kemungkinan dalam antara kami bisa terwujud.
In one way, yes, it is more difficult now, especially because a lot of conservative Christians and politicians in the United States say Islam is like this, and they identify Bin Laden and Al-Qaeda with Islam, or identify Muslims just with force, or even terrorists. But on the other side, my experience is that precisely September 11th was the occasion of reflection that we cannot go on this way. And so I think September 11th became a challenge to humanity. If we want to avoid another September 11th, if we want to avoid especially an atomic war and destruction of humanity, then we have to find another way. And if you do not want to kill each other, you have to talk to each other.
And the second question is about your comments basically on Indonesian Muslims.
I think it's an important argument for me all the time that I can say, well, you have Saudi Arabia, but on the other side you have a country like Indonesia, which has much more problems than others because they are over 16,000 islands, and they have so many ethnic languages, ethnic groups, with so many languages and so on. And they are nevertheless, after all the troubles they had also in this country, a peaceful form of Islam. And now my wish would only be one, that you do not follow those who want to change this system. I know that people from Saudi Arabia are coming here to disturb the situation. And I may say it as a free person and a man who is impartial. I think it would not help if you would imitate Saudi Arabian customs in Indonesia. I would rather prefer that Saudi Arabia would imitate Indonesian customs.
Okay, just some single questions for you, Professor. Does state play an important role in inter-religion dialogue? Because, you know, a country has the government, has the society, and how far state play an important role in inter-religion dialogue?
I think it's good if this dialogue is, of course, encouraged by governments, if it is supported by governments, but they should not interfere in the discussion as such. They should only see what are the consequences for the government. But I think that is the business of scholars and all sorts of civil society.
Big steps mean be careful because going to nirvana difficult.